Here are 28 lessons I learned in 28 years. Number 1. No one will take you by the hand to go after your dreams. شغلة واحدة تعلمتها بحياتي إنه إذا أنا بدي شي بحياتي بدي أوصل لمطرح أنا علي إني آمن بحالي وإني ضل عم سابر to take action consistently and to take myself there. ما حدا رح يجي لعندي يقول لي يلا let's go after your dreams. Now's the time to go after your dreams. كل واحد باله بحاله. Every person is so worried and is so مشغولين بالقصص اللي هن عندهم إياها بحياتهم و their own dreams and their own things that are going on. So they're going to focus on that. If people were supportive and they were there for you and they were motivating you to go after something, it's going to be there, but it's not going to be there for the long while. Because you have to take ownership of that and then consistently take action on it. They could be there supporting you, motivating you at the beginning, but then they're going to go back to their own lives. So pick it up from there, know what you want, take full ownership, and go after it. Number 2, the power of showing up and being in the room. If there's one thing that I learned as a young woman that nobody's heard of, it's the power of being in the room. Those rooms are filled with opportunities if you choose to look for them. I've traveled across the world without knowing anyone in specific rooms. I've been to Asia, I've been to Europe, I've been to the Americas, I've been to the Middle East, and in all of these different regions of the world, nobody knew who I am, let alone that I was super young. And I'm a woman, which is underestimated in some rooms that are filled with successful businessmen, right? But being in that room, and more specifically, believing in myself and walking into that room with this kind of energy made people turn their heads and be like, who is that woman? Who is that girl? What does she have to say? And the way that I was speaking as well made me get a lot of the opportunities that I got, made me connect with people who later on became my mentors, later on became lifelong friends. And so if I hadn't been in that room and taken the leap and believed in myself, I wouldn't have gotten most of the opportunities that I have gotten. One time I had an opportunity to lead a team. And I used to drive literally an hour and a half just to show my face for 10 minutes and then drive an hour and a half back. But I knew that those 10 minutes were going to be so impactful years later. And this is exactly what happened. Me showing up brought me a lot of opportunities that I wouldn't have even had if I hadn't walked into that room. And I mentioned that a lot in number 1 and number 2. Number 3 is the power of believing in yourself. Know your worth. Know that everything that you have is so incredibly unique and worthy. Other people believing in you starts with you believing in yourself. Because the way that other people love you is the way that you teach them how to love you. And how do you teach them how to love you? It's how you love yourself. Though if people believe in your idea, if people believe in your business, if people believe in what you have, it is because of how you will talk about it. It's because of how you will act towards it. It's because of how you will show yourself. So you have to start believing in it first. And once you believe in yourself truly in everything that you have, that is after introspection and doing a lot of that inner work, then trust me, other people are not only going to believe in you, but they're not going to be able to miss you when you walk into a room. Number 4 is probably the closest to my heart. And if you know me, you know that I always talk about that. I could give a whole 1 hour probably episode about the power of this. And it is that love is the most powerful energy in the world. Absolutely nothing is stronger than that. I'll refer to the Bible. You know how there's that verse that says, if you have the faith of a mustard seed, you can move a mountain. And then there's a verse in the Bible that says, love is strong, love is kind, love does not bloat, etc., etc. One of people's favorite verses all the time. At the end of that verse, it says, and then those 3 remain: faith, love, and hope. And the most powerful of them all is love. So if love is more powerful than faith, and the faith of a mustard seed can move a mountain, then what can love do? And I've been gifted with the energy of love. I have this running through my veins. I have it running in every single cell of my body. And I can tell you the reason why I'm so good at what I do, the reason why I'm good at coaching, why I'm able to create communities, why I'm able to really help people heal is because I truly love them through every step of the way, unconditionally and genuinely. And when you do that, people heal. And when you do that, people transform. You really can move mountains, whether it's loving people, whether it's loving life, whether it's loving everything around you. The more that you give love, the more that love is what's running through your veins, the more you get that power and energy back. The more that you're going to be able to create beautiful things and experience beautiful things. The next time you think that in order to create the life you want, you have to be all in this space, remember to connect, get out of your head, and connect with your heart. This is where passion, purpose, and the real life force is. Number 5, friends are blessings. If there's one of the biggest blessings that I have are the people that I'm surrounded by. I've been so blessed to have supportive, genuine, real, incredible friends and people who have been in my life for over 15 years. I know that this is not very common and not everybody gets to have this, which is why I'm extremely grateful for the people that I've surrounded myself with. But in order to have these kinds of people in my life, I also had to have the wisdom on who to keep in my life and who not to have in my life as well. So how do you do that? How do you successfully filter out the people? It's when you know your worth, when you know what you deserve, when you know what you're choosing to focus on, and when you stay connected to your truth and take decisions based on who you truly are. And if you keep surrounding yourself with people just so that you could feel important, so that you could feel love, instead of actually giving yourself that love, and instead of actually knowing that you are already important, regardless of how many friends that you have, you're going to be able to recognize who is truly genuinely loving you and who is not. And when you know your worth and when you really start working on yourself and you start to elevate your frequency and your energy, you're going to start attracting higher frequency and energy people all around you, whether as friends or relationships or business partners and etc. Different kinds of relationships. So right now, if you're at a point in your life where you're not really satisfied with the people who are around you, what I could tell you is to ask yourself this one question. What energy am I putting out that is attracting these people? And then start from there. Because trust me, once you start having the right people around you, it's really a blessing. Number 6, my faith is my biggest sword. It has been there at the beginning of my journey. And it's really, I would give full on credit to what has built me and built the woman that I am today. Because my faith and my relationship with God has really given me all the strength, all the wisdom, all the love, and every single blessing that I need in order for me to overcome, in order for me to create, in order for me to continue. And I always say this, the more that you connect with yourself, the more that you connect to God. And the more that you connect to God, the more that you connect to yourself. Because at the end of the day, He's the source and we're extensions of Him. Keep reminding yourself of that, because once you really realize and understand what this means, you will realize how powerful you are. Number 7, I have the ability to create my own reality. My thoughts create emotions. My emotions lead to choices. My choices lead to actions. And my actions create my reality. And so if I want to change my reality, I need to change my thoughts. What you say to yourself and what you think about life, about who you are, about how everything's supposed to be, is how you feel, how you act, and how you create your own reality. So if you want to change this, the outside reality that you live, start in here. Number 8, action cures fear. A lot of the times we procrastinate, or we overthink, or we are so afraid to start that one thing that we want to do. And we go back and forth and we start over planning and we start overthinking and then we delay and we procrastinate and all of that. Just start. Take action. Because once you get that ball rolling, you will know exactly what you need to do next. Laws of physics, an object in motion remains in motion, and an object at rest remains at rest. Take action. Action cures fear. Number 9, the voices in my head are not me. I used to have a very high critical voice when I was younger. You should do this, you should do that, you have to do this, you can't do this, you can't do that. But these voices used to debilitate me. They used to paralyze me. I used to feel like I'm standing on the edge of a cliff where exactly if I jump, I will get to my goal, but I just couldn't jump. I used to freeze. Why? Because of how loud these voices were. But those voices, and I used to think that it was because my mind was against me, it was pulling me back, but it's not. My mind is not me. These voices of if I'm good enough or if I'm not good enough or if I can do it, if I'm not, I cannot do it, if I'm worthy and if I'm not and what I should do and what, that's not me. These are not my voices. These are the voices that I have adopted from society and that I have adopted from the people who have raised me, that I have adopted from life, the voices that I thought were the truth about me, but they're not. My mind is my tool that will help me navigate the physical world. So my mind has to be wired on data that I provide or that the world provides. I choose what I put in it. The reason why right now the voices that I have in my mind are not mine is because I probably didn't choose, not probably, I 1000% did not choose what to put in it, since 50% of my personality is formed from the age of 0 to 7. So I was full on observing my parents, my caregivers, my society, my teachers on how they were living life. And so I took it on to be my own. And so they took a big part in putting in the data that's in my subconscious mind that I can now hear. But once I am aware of these things and I change them into the data that I want to dictate, to rule my life, then I would be the one in control. If you want to know more about that, I talked a lot about this in the first and second video on my YouTube channel, so go back and watch those. But for now, I'll just tell you that your mind is not you. Number 10, exercise is the fastest way to change my state. Exercise is something that I know I will never let go of because the incredible feeling that I feel as soon as I'm done. Exercise has been a part of my life since I was very young. Literally, I used to, when I used to have PE class at school, I'm known to run, and then stand in the beginning of the row. And whenever we used to have holidays on days where we had PE classes, my friends used to talk to me like, don't be sad, it's okay. Because I really loved working out because it has always been what helped me understand my full potential. Because I always knew how much I could give more when I used to feel so exhausted and so tired, but I used to push through. It taught me mental toughness. It taught me how limitless I am. It taught me that mind over matter. And I still use that every day. To me, I have to start my day with a workout because of the amount of endorphins that it gives me and all of these positive hormones and positive emotions that it boosts me with. I can take them forward and then have conversations with people and then go through my sessions and then be so focused and so productive on my day. So it's exercise, you guys. If you're not feeling very good, just jumping jacks, 10 seconds, you'll change your state. Trust me on that. Number 11, healing is the starting point of true freedom. If you really want to experience true freedom, you need to let go of everything that's holding you back from experiencing that. All of these emotions, the heavy emotions, these memories that you have, these traumas that you probably went through as a child or when you were younger, all of these, as long as you're still carrying them, you're held captive by them. So if you truly want to experience real freedom, it's time to cut the cord. Do the inner work. Heal from them. Let nothing take control over you. And really, emotions don't really control you. You give them the power to. Once you are not afraid of them anymore, once you look at them in the eye and you face them and you heal from them, you take your power back and you experience true freedom because nothing's going to scare you anymore. Number 12, vulnerability leaves room for a deeper connection. I go to a lot of events where a lot of important people are present. And I'll tell you, whenever you show up in a room like this and you're like, hey, my name is this and I do that, and you talk from a place of, that's my title, from a place of ego, I'm trying to prove my worth and who I am, what you're doing is that if you set the stone, this is what's going to be brought back to you. So that person's going to speak to you from that place as well. And so you're going to be connecting from a place of, it's an exchange relationship. You know, I give you this, you give me that. How can I benefit from this person? How can he benefit from me, etc.? But you're not really creating a true relationship. But when you walk into those rooms and you're like, hey, my name is that. Who are you? What are you passionate about? What do you really love? who are you as a person? And you get to know that person at a deep level. What you do here is that you create deep connections. And when you allow yourself to just be human and not be the title of your job or position or whatever it is, you connect with people on a deeper level, because at the end of the day, we're all the same. Which brings me to number 13, is that we are all the same. I've realized this after working for years with leaders, executives, CEOs of huge global companies, of working with professional athletes all around the world, of working with global artists with millions of followers and millions of streams. I can tell you one thing: they all feel the same emotions that you do. They've all been heartbroken. They all feel overwhelmed, stressed, anxious, angry, self-doubt, lack of confidence, sensitivity, everything. They all feel that. We're all the same. So why are you trying to act like you're any different? Because if you truly remove all of these layers and you connect to people from that place of truth, trust me, the kind of relationships that you're going to build in your life are going to be so much more meaningful, and you're going to be so much more recharged, and you're going to give yourself the permission to be fully yourself. And that's a life of freedom. Number 14, being present in the moment is the solution to most of your problems. Why? When you're living in the future, the emotions that you get are emotions of fear, anxiety, overwhelm, stress, pressure, sometimes inspiration, and all of that. When you're living in the past, this gives you the negative emotions like guilt, shame, blame, depression, it's a state, sadness, all of that. When you're living in the present moment, there's absolutely no way that you could feel any of those emotions. When you're living in the present moment, what you're feeling is joy, gratitude, love, peace. These emotions are what exist in the present moment. When you're here, you're able to access the flow state or your peak performance and act from a place of higher self. You're able to solve problems fast. You're able to take decisions much better. You're able to act in the best way possible. Change and transformation only happen in the present moment. They don't happen in the past, and they don't happen in the future. So if you want to change something, if you're going through a problem, you need to be here. Because if you want to change or transform anything, this is where it happens. And this is where clarity exists as well. Number 15, the universe always says yes to me. If I'm thinking I'm not good enough, the universe is going to be like, yes, you're not good enough. There you go. Take all of the people, relationships, opportunities that will prove you right. If I say I am good enough, the universe will say, yes, there you go. All of the opportunities and people and relationships that will prove you right. Whatever you ask for, that's what you get. So be careful what you wish for. You might just receive it consciously and subconsciously. So careful what's here, not just here. Number 16, it's never too late to start something new. Since I was a kid, I've always wanted to learn how to play the piano. I've always wanted to learn how to play basketball. I've always wanted to learn so many different things. And I started those just a couple of years ago. I started to learn basketball. I learned that for a year, realized that I love watching basketball much more than I love playing it. But also I wanted to learn it to become a better coach when I work with my athletes as well, to understand the different situations that they were going through. And I just started a few months ago to learn the piano, and it's been the best decision I've taken so far at 27. So, and I'm starting to build my dream, etc., etc. It doesn't matter if, it's not too late. You could always start. Your brain has neuroplasticity. It's able to adapt. It's able to create. It's able to change. So no matter how old you are, it's never too late to start. Got my resources as well. لأنه مش هالقد كبيرة أنا، يعني بعرف رح تقولوا إنه كل عمرك 28 سنة إنه مشينا. So Henry Ford يلي بلش Ford Motor Company, he was 40 years old when he started it. Ray Kroc, McDonald's founder, founded it at 52. Harlan Sanders, the one who started KFC, started it at 62. Adi Dassler, the one who started Adidas, started it at 48. Stan Lee, the one who created Marvel, created it at 40. Eric Yuan, the one who created Zoom, created it at 41. Oprah Winfrey didn't start before she's 32. Vera Wang, the designer, started it at 40. It's never too late to start. What triggers you the most, it is not the people around you, not your parents, not your partner, not your friends. It is your unhealed emotions, and they are just a stimulus to wake up these unhealed emotions. That is why you are getting triggered. If you heal those emotions, you're no longer going to be triggered by the outside. One of my favorite quotes that Les Brown says, "And there is no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm." Heal those emotions, those triggers are going to disappear. Number 18, my life is my responsibility. So taking ownership, full ownership of my life has really helped me throughout those years, because I realized that if there's something that I don't like, I have to change it. My life is a result of my choices. If I don't like this, I change my choices. I change my decisions. I change my actions. It is no one's responsibility. Their life is their responsibility. Their happiness is their responsibility. And my happiness is mine. I have to get it to myself first. And then anything I get from the outside is just a bonus. But if I'm going to sit back and point fingers at everyone, why isn't he doing this? And why isn't she doing that? And why do I not have this? I'm really going to be wasting time, because it's not their responsibility. It is mine. So whatever decision I need to take it for me to feel the way that I need to feel and create the reality I want to create for myself. Number 19, we're almost there. I am infinite possibilities. I'm not going to talk a lot about quantum physics here, but I would love to. It's going to be there for some episode. Beautiful world. But I'm infinite possibilities means that I can create and become anything that I want to become, any person, any version of myself. All of these realities exist. Which one am I living in depends on my choices, my beliefs, and how my mind is wired, and the actions that I choose to do in my life. So if I can be anything that I want in the world, anything, and I can, which is incredible. One, what do I want? Because I also have the power of choice. And then what do I have to do today to become that person? But can I or can I not? I can. It's just believing in that, and then just taking the right actions that will take me there. Different actions get you to different places. Number 20, communication is everything. People's job is not to guess what's going on in your head. They can't. They can't know what's going on in your head. So you have to communicate. If there's something that you don't like, communicate it. If there's something you love, communicate it as well. Because I think people communicate what they don't like much more than they communicate what they do like. And I believe that people are also, it's good to hear good things as well. So, but still, if there's anything you want to change, if there's something that someone is doing that you don't really like, if there's a situation, whether in your personal life or at work, that you do not like, communicate. Because people cannot read your mind. Yeah, but they should know. No. Because they have a lot of things going on in their mind as well. If you're not happy with something, if you're not okay with something, communicate. Communicate your boundaries, communicate how you want to be treated, communicate how you're feeling, and then from there, everything can be solved. Number 21, and this one's personal. Choosing yourself is not selfish. I've had to take decisions that could have changed the entire course of my life, where I chose myself. And I know that choosing myself, or choosing a life that is more authentic to me, choosing what I stand for, choosing to be happy, is not only something that is gonna create a better quality of life for me. If I'm happy, I'm gonna be able to lead a happier life for others as well. Because part of what I want for my life is for me to become a mother, right? And if I'm happy, then my kids will be happy. And if I'm living a life that's authentic to me, then they're learning what kind of life they need to live for themselves as well. So all of these investments and decisions that I'm doing in myself right now, that is the biggest investment that I'm doing for my children in the future. So choosing yourself is not selfish. Even you moms, it teaches your kids how to act with themselves as well. Number 22, rest is productive. Boy, oh boy, did I have to learn this the hard way. I literally had to learn how to rest. I had to learn how to take a break. I had to learn how to be present in the moment, because for so long I used to work and work and work and overwork and burn myself out weekend after weekend, until I had to learn how to rest and not feel guilty about it. And right now, Rest is an essential part for me to be able to be productive. If I'm not resting, I know I will not be at my peak productivity. I know I will not be efficient. I will not be able to give my people the amount that I know that I'm able to give. So if I'm not resting, I'm not at my peak. Resting is me being productive. And this really helped me to change, to stop feeling guilty about rest. And plus, why are you working all of this work if you don't really enjoy the life that you have? If you don't take some time to enjoy life, what's the point? Right? Number 23, I was born good enough. Who am I to tell you if you're good enough or not? Who are they to tell you if you're worthy or not? Who are you to even say if you're worthy or not? When God, before you were even born, He already decided that you are so loved. He already decided that you are so worthy. He already decided that you are good enough. Who is anyone to tell you otherwise? You were born good enough. It's just a matter of remembering who the hell you are. Number 24, money is not evil. You guys, this is ruining a lot of people's lives. You are born to be abundant. It is your birthright. You are abundant. You deserve to be earning so much money unless you choose not to. Why would most people choose not to? Choose not to. I know I'm using the word choose because most people define money in a very negative way. Most people who have money are people who have it because they stole it from others, because they've done things that are illegal, because, you know, all the people who have money are not good people. So whenever I start to have money, no, this will make me someone who's not good. I don't want that, so I don't go towards getting more money subconsciously, right? Or the people who make money will always lose it, or their lives become miserable. Depends on what you've seen when you were a kid. If you want to make money, then you have to sacrifice your time with your family because this is probably what you grew up seeing your dad or your mom do that. If I want to make more money, or I cannot make more money, a lot of money because I live in this country, in this state, etc., etc., etc. All of these beliefs about how you define money are gonna define whether you have it or not in abundance. So it's super important before you change your wealth to really go back onto what is creating my wealth right now. What are the beliefs that I have about that and where is it coming from? Because most of the time it's coming from the reality that you saw. One, your parents, what they used to say about money when you were younger, and how they used to act with it, and also what you used to hear other people say about the people who have a lot of money, fear of success, fear of failure, etc., etc. So all of these created this image or this identity that you give to money. And so right now, whenever you go towards it, these might stop you. These beliefs, they might stop you. So it is not evil. It is an energy. What you put out, you get back, right? So if you choose to redefine money into something that serves you, your life, your goals, in order for you to serve other people more and better, it might start coming into your way. I had to work a lot on this. And changing the definition of money has made us friends. And I know that whenever I'm spending money, I always say thank you. Because that money is allowing me to have more experiences. And whenever I'm receiving money, I always say thank you. Because this money is giving me the ability to do so many different things. So you create the relationship you have with it, and then it creates the reality you live with it. Number 25, and this is coming from my entrepreneurship side. Sometimes the business will tell you how it wants to go, not how you think you want it to be. So when you start building a business, when you're so adamant about your vision, this is how I want it to be, this is the only way I want it to be like, and you get to a point where you kind of feel stuck. But when you surrender and you allow the business to transform and create in itself, it will guide you onto how it wants to be built. I feel like businesses have personalities. And when you surrender to that and you trust the business in itself as well, you realize it starts to open up and it tells you how it wants to be built. And that's a beautiful process to see. Number 26, a huge lesson that I had to learn in my life. And that's, you're not weak if you ask for help. I had to learn that big time, because since I was young, I kind of took that decision that I'm going to do everything. It's on me. I have full ownership of my life. So that means that I'm going to be the one that can do everything. I cannot count on anyone. I have to do everything with my own hands. Okay, great. You do that. Let's see how far that's going to take you. And it did take me far until I got stuck and I couldn't get forward anymore. Because whether I like it or not, we are collective beings and we live in a world that is interdependent. We cannot move alone. Survival of the fittest also moves in clans, right? They had to move together in order to conquer other clans. So when I started to ask for help and when I started to go for mentors, for coaches, to ask for people's help, that's when I really started to grow fast. And whenever now people tell me, do you feel like you are self-made? I always tell them no, even though I had to be the one to really do every single thing for so long in my life. And it was really my commitment and my belief in myself that got me here. But at the same time, I'm not self-made because I am the result of all of the people who have helped me along the way. I'm community made. It is those people that helped me get here, not just on my own. Which takes me to point 27. Your network is your net worth. All of those places that I showed up in, going back to the points that I was discussing at the beginning, because I showed up into all of these rooms, I met so many different people. And it is those people who later on became my mentors, who later on connected me with other people, who later on helped me with so many different things. And these people are what helped me in order to get to where I am today. And so by default or by elimination, I don't know how what's the right sentence, but that helped me to really define my current success. So it is the people along the way. It's always the people, by the people, for the people. That's what I always say. And finally, number 28, and I would say this is one of the biggest lessons that I have learned in my life and one of the most valuable lessons, and I'm so glad that I get to pass it on to you, is that your true self is the most powerful version that you can be. If you want to reach your peak performance, the best way you could do that is to reconnect with who you truly are at the core and go out there in the world and show up as that. Because it is in that true self where all your gifts lie. It is in that true self where all your power lies. And your truth is an extension of your creator. And if I'm an extension of God, and God is all powerful, all knowing, all beautiful, all wise, all strong. And I'm an extension of that. And what do I have? So if I lead from that place of truth, what can I not do? If you really want to be the highest version of yourself, then go be yourself. And in this year, that's what I'm going to do. And I hope that I get to show you that you can reach for the stars by just being yourself. Thank you for reaching to this point of the video. I appreciate you and thank you for being part of the previous years, and I look forward to spending more time with you in this year to come. I love you all. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, comment, and of course, as always, share it with the people you love. See you next time.